have always given prime ministers in the last 100+ years the door after 9 or 10 years. Why do you think you're different?
Listen.
There is a challenge faced by democracies all around the world right now. Whether we look at what's going on in France, whether we look at the election in the United States, whether we look at any democracy around the world where we are seeing increasing challenges to people's well-being, greater anxieties, an erosion of democratic principles and rights, this is a really important time for governments to step up and deliver concretely for citizens, to restore and encourage faith in the institutions that are there, to deliver things like more childcare spaces, to deliver better access to dental care for people who don't have insurance, to deliver more housing with the most ambitious housing plan this country's ever seen. These are the things that we need to stay focused on, and that's exactly what I'm working hard on right now.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Good evening. You're watching government-funded news. Prime Minister Trudeau said that he's been taking calls from different members of his Liberal caucus following last week's historic by-election loss in downtown Toronto, as well as following calls from a current Liberal MP and former Liberals for him to be replaced as party leader. When asked about his decision to stay on as Prime Minister, Trudeau wisely started talking about how different European countries electing right-wing governments in a democratic way is a challenge to democracy. And if we're to allow such challenges to democracy, such as voting, to continue here in Canada, we'll be stuck with the scary populist Pierre Poilievre as Prime Minister. Ooh, scary. Yes, it's much easier to focus on pretend challenges to democracy, such as a democratically elected right-wing government, and far more difficult to focus on actual challenges to democracy, such as hostile foreign interference. Of course, that doesn't mean that one should actively ignore reports of foreign interference and go campaigning, dancing like an idiot through the center of Greater Toronto Area election interference, where People's Republic of China proxies control access to voters, but I digress. Hey, he cropped some of them out of the pictures. What do you want?
Obliviate.
Federal Liberals won't say whether former Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan intervened on behalf of any other groups trying to flee Afghanistan before the fall of Kabul to the Taliban in 2021. The question arose since it's been revealed recently that the former defense minister directed resources away from rescuing Canadians in the final hours of the fall of Kabul and towards rescuing a specific group of Afghan Sikhs. Of course, the former minister maintains his innocence and states that these revelations are utter BS. We never doubted you for a second, sir. We like to keep our job. I was not aware that he received donations to his riding association from Afghan Sikh sponsors at that time, but I hardly see how that's relevant, and you're probably racist for pointing it out.
Because I'll be honest with you, it was utter BS. I didn't think I'd be getting those questions if I wasn't wearing a turban. And those who actually know me quite well, that throughout my careers and my service, I've rarely ever even talked about racism and what it actually meant. But I'll be honest with you, it needs to be called out.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Jenny Carnigan has been promoted and will take the helm as the first woman in the Canadian military's top job. Finally! I'm sure her sex had nothing to do with the decision. When will you bigots realize that a woman is as good at killing people as a man is? In her current role, she's Chief of Professional Conduct and Culture, and was responsible for the new internal culture evolution strategy produced last year, which blames colonialism, patriarchy, and heteronormativity on problems in the military. Ugh, Jesus. Yeah, that's been going great. So basically, we don't want any straight white guys in our army. Okay, good fucking plan. I'm so glad our leader is focused on important things, It's not as though someone needs ammunition to win a war or anything like that. Progressivism is basically treason. Like, at what point do you charge someone for destroying your military? Cardigan takes over a military in transition amid the ongoing culture change efforts and the urgent crisis of attempting to rebuild its ranks through declining recruitment and poor retention. Oh yeah, this will definitely help recruitment.
This past summer,
There was the official magazine of the Canadian Armed Forces. It had 13 articles in it. And each and every one of them said that the problem with the armed forces is that it's systemically racist, it's full of white nationalists, sexists, homophobes. Everyone in the forces is a bad person. That, I think, is actually the view of the Liberal government. But because wokeism is being imposed on our military from above, there aren't as many people coming up and joining the ranks. That's the problem.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops! Don't look now, girls. The major's just minced in with a dolly-coloured sergeant. 2, 3. Ooh!
Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for watching Go FU News. And remember, everyone should be afraid of the scary conservatives. And if you're not, you're a far-right, expert-hating extremist. Good night.